Hey guys, DJ here with TooTallPowerlifting.com. Wanted to give you a little quick shot at my mobility, warm-up, and stretching routine. Right now I'm doing some dynamic stretching, which is active stretching, not opposed to static stretching, which is just standing still and holding it. What you're seeing me do here right now, I'm pretty much just kicking back my leg to the opposite ass cheek, kind of trying to get the quad stretched out, doing some knee ups, which is also helping get the quad stretched out, and then you'll see me do leg wide raises, just trying to get the inner thighs warmed up. All of this dynamic stretching is to just kind of get everything fired up for squats and deadlifts. Moving on to the calves, you'll see me do some calf raises, toes out, toes forward, and then toes narrow. Typically for all of my dynamic stretching routine, it's usually 10 reps per leg. For the video today, which I was filming, you only see me doing about 5 reps per leg because when I got into the gym I was actually a little bit behind, but I really wanted to get this video done, so I cut some of the rep work short. But to help with your stretching and mobility, usually it's 10 reps per side, or per exercise if it's just both sides at the same time. Moving on to ankle rolls, you'll see me do 5 reps in one direction, 5 reps in the other for both legs. Everything is connected, so I'm working from my feet up to the calves, to the quads, hamstrings, lower back, chest, arms, shoulders. It's all connected. Want to make sure everything's firing correctly and is ready to handle some heavy weight. Now I'm doing some kind of unweighted stiff leg deadlifts, trying to stretch the hamstrings a little bit, get some blood pumping in there, doing some side bends. This will really work out some of the lower back issues, just kind of get you ready for how you're going to be moving. You know, think about initially picking up the weight off the floor, maybe walking out of the rack. This is all going to help. This is like, I guess you could say, the hula hoop kind of rolls right here on the back. This really helps me with any lower back strain I may have, kind of get it out of place or see if there's any kinks in the works. Moving on now, this is one of my favorite stretches. So the legs are angled out at 90 degrees, chest is up, and you are slowly pushing outward until you feel a stretch on the hamstring, and then you're returning back to the starting position. This is probably one of the best ways to open up your hips and your legs if you guys are having problems getting down into the hole, or even for people that are having problems getting into the sumo position. I really find like this works at stretching everything open, making everything feel nice and warm, getting ready to actually pick up some weight. Moving on now to the famous cat camel pose. You're breathing in as you're looking up and throwing your lower back down and sticking your ass out, and then you exhale as you push your shoulders up and kind of arch your back. And you'll see what I mean here when I turn to the side. And this is just taking care of the good old vertebrae, making sure that your back is nice and loose, getting you ready for those heavy ass weights. The next dynamic stretching routine you're going to see me do here is I'm kind of doing what I guess you could call side to sides. It looks like an ab workout, but what this is really doing is it's kind of twisting the vertebrae a little bit from side to side. Usually when I do this, I'll start to feel some pops as everything's kind of shifting and getting into place. And it actually feels really good. This is actually kind of a relaxing lift. You're just holding your knees bent up to your chest and just moving side to side without touching the floor. Just kind of let your legs do the work. And then again, you'll kind of do the same thing as a side to side, but this time you're laying on your stomach and you're trying to take your opposite leg. Try and think of it as you're trying to touch your hand on the other side, but without actually touching your hand, unless you're actually that flexible. Again, this is just another routine that's really kind of helping open up your back so that things aren't so stiff when it comes to actually getting down to doing your squats and your deadlifts. I do this routine before every squat and deadlift workout. It takes about 10 minutes and it is completely worth it. So before jumping into doing your squats and deads, do all this first before you get into your actual warm-up weights and then into your working sets. And then lastly, I finish off with just some not downward dog, but this is kind of like a yoga pose. I forget what this is called. Cobra, I think. You're just stretching out the back after you did your side to sides. Moving into the mobility warm-up. This is pretty much where you grab an unloaded barbell and you're just going to be doing some things to stretch everything out, starting with stiff-legged deadlift. And again, I usually do 10 reps on this stuff, getting the hamstrings fired up. So you'll start off with stiff-leg deadlift with just an empty bar, moving into some rows, getting the lats ready, getting the arms ready, getting the shoulders ready, getting the lats ready for doing a pull, but also getting the lats ready for your squat to help you hold on to the bar. keep it maintained on your back. Now I'm doing some hanging cleans, again, with an unloaded bar. 10 reps here. This is helping get your arms and your shoulders ready into the motion for holding up maybe the bar for squats, and also kind of prepping your shoulders for helping you with lockout for the deadlift. Now, the camera angle is real bad here, but this is overhead press. This is, again, just getting your shoulders warmed up and getting it ready. Then I move over into good mornings. So 10 reps here, another helpful back exercise, getting everything nice and warmed up. And then the last thing I'll do is I'll take the unloaded bar and usually finish off with some squats. And then from here you can move on to your warm-up weights. At this point in time, if I was actually a squat day, I'd usually throw on my squat shoes and my knee sleeves. And then the last thing I would finish up with is just some knee swings. This is help opening up the hip hinge joints. So 10 reps side to side per leg, and then 10 reps forward, front to back per leg. And this is about it. This is the routine. So typically it's 10 reps per stretch and then 10 reps per mobility warm-up with the bar. And this should help get you guys fired up and increase your mobility, getting you ready to hit those big lifts. Definitely find it helpful. You need to do some stretching beforehand before you even take on any weight. So this will wrap up the dynamic stretching and warm-up routine for the squat and deadlift, always done before squat and deadlift. 10 reps per side, or if it's with the barbell, it's 10 reps per exercise. Hopefully this helped you guys out. Let me know what you guys think below in the comments, and as always, you can find me at tootallpowerlifting.com.